and structure. So you gotta, another word for structure is a system. The more systemized you can make things, even if you systemize innovation. Does that sound weird? Systemize it when things are getting a little dull in your group. Sometimes you just need to rename it. Sometimes you just need to come up with another excuse in order for people to go back and do the thing that they're bored with, because people get bored. We're in a repetitive business. We repeat over and over and over and over and over again. So, and quick inventory again. What percentage of your results is happening from online versus face-to-face in some capacity, if you had to guess?
See, that's hard to answer because we just consider online as part of the even face-to-face relationship. So
I know, but like, what's getting results? Because I know it's shifting. We had a mix, and then it went all online, and now it's swinging back.
Probably 80-20, 80 online,
80,
20.
20, how about you?
Yeah, probably 90-95% online.
Yeah, and 5 or 10 in person?
Yeah.
Anna? 70-30? How about you guys?
Yeah, so I mean, we were like 20% online, 80% in person, and the pandemic shifted it to 80% online and 20% in person. And now I think we're probably 50-50.
50-50?
Yeah.
Jonathan?
It's about 60-40.
Which way?
60-40, 60-40 online because we're all online, right? But I can tell that in person, there's nothing more sticky than in person.
Yeah. So here's what I would tell you. In different cultures, there's different methods, but really, if you want to get massive duplication, who wants massive duplication? Pay absolute, total, honest attention to what's working. Not to what you like, not to what's your preference, but what is actually getting results. Because there's a big difference. Sometimes there's something you're in love with that is not creating the results as much in the organization as something else. So at least have the awareness to know what's working, what's not working. All right, so here's what I'd like to do. I wish we had a lot more time, but I'd like each of you to take the stage, stand up, tell everybody, give people like a 1-minute message from you on all of these people are radically, wildly, unbelievably successful. Give them a message because they want to have what you have. They want to be able to enjoy what you're enjoying. And I know you're all stretching for higher ranks and doing bigger things. But let's start with Dan. Tell everybody, give them a message, would you?
Yeah, I mean, I would just say, I said this at the beginning, and I almost came out here and talked, one of my best things that I have, and I'm like, don't do that. And I just think the higher we get up in rank, we want to portray that we're a lot better than, we've learned some things, but if people are too far away, if the distance is too far away and people don't feel like they can ever be you, we think we're inspiring them by these things, but they don't actually believe they can do it. You can inspire more people by telling them at the beginning they can make $200 a month than you can by telling them they can make $100,000 a month, because the mind just doesn't believe that. So I really believe in humility. I really believe in not trying to portray that you're something that you're not. Like, I don't like wearing a jacket or pants. That sounds weird, but just because it's not, and I'm not saying I'm awesome. I'm just saying that let them know that I wasn't joking. My biggest gift to my team is like, hey, listen, seriously, we don't all the way know what we did or how we did it. If you just have a ton of belief, you use the product, it works, and you just have some grit, you can do this. That's it, stick with me, we're gonna do this, that's it. And so we try to really train that.
Love it. Thank you.
Okay, I would just say, I'm a big believer in that you have one life to live. You got one life, and so creating some urgency around that, because life is way too short to waste, and it's way too short to be spending it doing things you don't want to do and away from the people you love and just wishing and dreaming all the time. So the fact that we have a vehicle that can help people make their dreams into reality, we should be passionate about that, and we need to get out of the way. Because when we make it about us, then we play small, and we shrink back, and we hold back, And if we will just get out of the way and start thinking about them instead of us, then we're going to be willing to be more bold. We're going to be willing to tell them the things that maybe they don't always want to hear. We're going to be able to face into the things in us that really need to change and evolve for us to become the kind of spouses and leaders and parents and whatever. Like, we're all evolving as leaders and as people, and so as we are committed to that journey of growth, then the people around us will be. So creating that real clarity, are you crystal clear on what you want in the next year, 5, 10, 20 years? Are you helping people? Are you awakening them? Are you helping them decide to get really clear? And do you have an urgency that you need to do it now? Not tomorrow, not someday, not when the stars align and when it feels right and when the right door opens. No, now. Like, you are needed now, and so is your vision, and so are your gifts, and so is your voice, and so are your people. And so coming into alignment with those things, there's no stopping you.
Well done, well done.
You know, a question that is so good to ask yourself and to ask your team is, what is your relationship with being a beginner? Because it doesn't feel good to be a beginner in anything. It could be a beginner in hosting more Zooms or doing in person or creating a new launch chat or whatever that looks like, right? And somebody, when they come in, they're going to be a beginner. And all of us are beginning in something in some way every single day. Sometimes our life just takes a turn and you don't know what's coming. Being an entrepreneur is not easy, am I right? But it is so worth it. And when my kids were all 5 and under, I saw the dream. I didn't marry my husband so I would never see him every day. I didn't have 4 kids so they would never see their dad except on Sundays. I saw my husband cry when he missed the first steps of our last baby. The dream is worth it. But there's going to be a lot of climbing. There's going to be a lot of valleys. There's going to be a lot of mountaintops too, and it's the best ever. We all have to start writing our story somewhere. So start with chapter 1. Teach your team to start with their why. And really that comes down to what's their story. No story is too big or too small. Teach them the story of their company, the story of this generation. What's the story of our generation? What's the need of the product or the opportunity that your company can fill to help make that story different? What's their story? Why do they want to do it? Why will they never give up? Why will they always keep learning? It's okay to be a beginner, and I think it's okay to teach our teams that. It's okay to do live videos and feel stupid. I remember my coach telling me years ago, one of my coaches I had, he said, Amanda, your people have to see your face, so you have to start doing videos. And I said, no, I'm not doing that. I said I was going to do this industry, but I was not going to speak on stage. I was not going to do videos. And he said, if you do not do a video by the end of the week, I will not coach you next week. I was like, so I did it. And it was really bad. But it's okay. Because we see a lot of people on stages and on videos and lots of things where they're in their chapter 20. You're looking for people to inspire, to help them to keep writing till they get there. There's a lot of chapters in between 1 and 20 that most people will never read. There's so much in my story that people will never know. But my kids will never see their mom give up. And that was a commitment I made years ago. So make your commitment, whatever that looks like to you. My commitment was to create a life of freedom for my family, a freedom where the alarm clock doesn't dictate our day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Slow mornings, right? Nobody's rushing in a million directions. We get to decide that for our kids and our family, and change starts in the home. I love moms and dads who have big vision for the next generation, and all of us here, you all know the next generation, even if you don't have children. I'm a homeschool mom. I run a successful business, and I can choose to do both, right? It's not a life of or, it's a life of and. So choose your and never let go of that dream. I love you guys.
Well done, well done.
I want to share 3 things. First of all, faith. Have faith. I think that all of us, we're here for a reason. I think all of us in this profession, we have a big gift for the people out there. And we truly change lives. That's the truth. With our products, with the opportunity, and we give an opportunity to people not just to dream, but we have the vehicle to help them, achieve those dreams. And I really think that, we need to have faith and know that we all can make it. We all can be successful if we don't quit. It's very important to have that faith. It doesn't matter if you start today. It doesn't matter if you have 20 years and you haven't made it. You always have the chance to start today, do the things that you have to do, and knowing in your heart that if a lot of people are making it happen, if I could make it happen, you can do it too. Second thing, believe. Big, strong belief in the company, in the products, in your opportunity. You have to really believe. If you don't believe, in those things, you have to work on that first, because it doesn't matter if you work hard, if you don't have that belief, it's not gonna work. And most of all, believe in yourself. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm a big believer on, personal development, investing in yourself. I'm all in everything this year with GoPro. I just want you to let you know. You know why? Because I realized that the year that I made the most amount of money and I had the biggest growth was the year that I invested more money in myself. And that's something that I told my team. They were asking me, like, leader, what do you think? Should I do it? 100%. Do it. If you, do it. If you can invest in yourself to create the belief that you need to go to the next level, don't doubt it. Just do it, And the third thing, massive action. It doesn't matter if it's imperfect, massive action, just take massive action. Do it today, do it tomorrow, do it every day, just do it. You know what I mean? Because people are waiting for the best moment or the perfect time, or I need to lose weight first, or I need to, hit this goal. No, just do it. This is very simple, honestly. It's not perfect, but we all know that it's the best, right? Opportunity. And it's very simple when you commit to do the right things, the simple things, but just do it every single day and take massive action. So those are my 3 pillars that I can share with you today.
Let's go! Okay, our message is for those of you who might be feeling stuck. So whether it's like us, that first year where you're working really hard and there's still not very much physical proof that this thing is going to grow, or halfway through our journey when we were 4 years stuck at the same rank. Has anybody experienced that? And you're like, am I ever going to have the breakthrough? Right? It was 4 years of the rank right before 6 figures, right? So number one is you have to keep going. Every single day you live this dance between patience and urgency, right? Where you say, okay, I'm going to do this no matter how long it takes. But at the same time, if I don't figure it out today, if I don't figure out what I'm missing today to have my breakthrough, then it's taking too long. If I'm not taking massive action today, right, then it doesn't matter if you're patient forever. You could be patient for 20 years and never have results. But you have to have the urgency also of saying, what am I missing? And look for people like Eric who have experienced being stuck, and then they have the great breakthrough. Like you hear him talk about his first couple of years, man, that gave me hope. That kept me going. That kept me working and saying, what am I missing? What do I need to change inside of myself so that I can figure this out? So live that dance between patience and urgency every single day. Be committed no matter how long it takes, but also be willing to do and change and do whatever it takes for you to break through. And it will happen for you. So love you guys.
Thank you.
All right, what I have for you guys is I want to talk to you for a tiny moment about vulnerability. This is a buzzword, we all hear about it. We think that vulnerability means to be real, but it's actually so much more than just being real. It's being willing to feel the emotions that are coming up for you. And that is so hard to do, to really truly do, and to be humble enough to do it. But all of the issues, all of the situations that are challenging in your business are only challenging because of the feelings that you're feeling and the judgments that you're having about the situation. And if we can be vulnerable and if we can allow ourselves to feel the emotion that we're feeling and not judge it. Someone comes to me and they tell me, I'm done. I have to quit. I can't do this anymore. And I am not willing to feel a feeling, then I'm going to try to fix it. I'm going to try to coerce them. I'm going to try to manipulate. I'm going to try to fix the situation. But if I can breathe and I can look at them and I can see them and I can be in that space, then I can have a crucial conversation. I can be compassionate. I can ask them really good questions. If I'm freaked out and I'm not willing to just breathe, then I'm not going to be able to be compassionate, and I'm not going to be in alignment with who I truly am, right? And so you can come to an event like this and you can feel so motivated. It's easy to feel motivated here because you have people that are telling you really exciting things, but you're going to go home and you're going to have your own thoughts. You will have your own limiting beliefs every single day, multiple times a day. But what you can do is you can start to coach yourself. You can start to write down, what are the problems? What am I afraid of? What's coming up for me? And then look at them not as facts, but as thoughts. If you can see them as thoughts, then you can start to change them. You can start to shift them, and you can start to get into a state that's really empowering for you.
Wow. Didn't they all do a great job? I was sitting there thinking, like, I wish I had my notepad so I can take notes on everything they're saying. You know, but for me, guys, success requires sacrifice. You know, if you can show me your sacrifices, then I know that I can help you get some success. You know, and success can show up, sacrifice can show up in a lot of different ways. It can be a sacrifice of time. It can be a sacrifice of money. You know, shout out to each and every one of you guys who are in the room, but also all of you guys who are, you know, watching, right? You know, you guys are like tuned in. You guys, you know, made the upfront commitment to actually be on screen, you know? And it's all of you guys that make this thing so powerful. But those sacrifices that you made, whose first time is it at this event, right? Yeah, so these upfront commitments that you make in a time like this literally lets you know that you're willing to make some changes in your life, right? And I just want to acknowledge everyone for doing that. So for me, it was sacrifice, it was success, and then I had to be willing to make some changes. My life wasn't the way I wanted it to be. But the thing is that we want to grow, but we don't want to change. Right? But name something that grows that doesn't change. Right? So in order to grow, we must change. But in order to change, we have to trust. Right? And trust over time builds faith. But guess what? And the faith makes us grow again. Right? So coming into the mastermind myself, you know, I had to make an upfront commitment. I was willing to change. I wanted to grow. And then I got around these people, and I started to trust the process. Now being here over and over, right, it builds faith. But starting back early in my business, it's the same type of philosophy. I came in, and I saw these leaders. And all I wanted to do was become a leader. And then, instead of becoming a leader, I knew I needed to create more leaders. So, sitting in the seats, wherever you are, as you guys are taking notes, I want to leave you with that philosophy of those things. I came in, and maybe you're sitting for the first time, and you're like, you know what, I want to follow those leaders. But then I want to become the leader. But then I want to create some leaders. But here's the key, never stop following the leaders, which is why we're out here today. I want to thank all of you, and thank Eric and everybody else who's watching, because we're still following you guys.
All right. Let's give them all a big round of applause. Everybody stand up. Let's get a quick picture. 6 of us. Let me get in the middle.